All right. What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team? And welcome to Saturday Sit Down with your guy G, the number one Cowboy fan and football junkie. Give it up. And here we are, Saturday morning
Yes.
sit down with straight barbershop talk, man. You know, this is the thing about it. There's no what do we call it? There's not scripted. This is just
Mm.
like you would go to the barbershop and somebody. It's always somebody, football
Talk.
junkie. I don't even have our names up there. Let me put our names up there. There's always somebody that knows everything about the Cowboy. You know how you go to the barbershop and you know got that one individual that comes in and say, he met Drew Pearson and Drew Pearson came to his house and then they even though we running the 4-3 defense, he'll say, yeah, we were on the 3-4 this year and we were running
Mm.
a whole bunch of nine. And you sitting in the chair and you hearing all this, and then you try to listen for so long, and then it happens. It happens. You have to chime in.
Got you. Done had enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
This is the way this is set up, man. So we don't have anything scripted. We unapologetic about everything that we say because again, it's my opinion and this guy's opinion. That's all it is. We're just Cowboy fanatics that comes together in the Cowboy Huddle and talk about our Cowboys. you know, it's not the scripted. This is not the mainstream. That's the good thing about this. The folks on the mainstream, they get handed the things that they have to talk about. We talk about anything, any damn thing we want to, right?
Oh yeah.
But
And
football talking, huh?
they got so much surgical salt and salve they want to put out there.
Oh man, that's what we don't do, man. That's what makes this channel so great, man, and that's why we got
Ah, shut.
subscribers. Yeah, so that's the great thing. So, you guys see what's going on here, man. It's basically do the Cowboys have enough to stop the run? And that's what we're going to get into because listen, football junkie, we've talked about a lot of things. We talked about a lot about the offense. We talked about the other receiver on the other side of CD. We got two number one receivers. We talked about Dak. We talked about the running backs. Talked about the offensive line. But we touched a little bit on the defense, man. But you know, I don't think we really touched the subject of who is going to be our one technique defensive tackle. And that's something we need to talk about. So, um, from time past, we know we man, we it's I think our butts are still sore how we got ran on, how we got knocked down, and they just ran all over us, man. And how's that experience for you, brother? Before we get into this one technique uh defensive tackle.
Man, this is a situation of emotional bliss and stampede situation, man.
No, not
Throughout the year.
Stampede.
Yes. Stampede, man, because when me and you talked about it so vehemently last season about how the defense is putting in so much time on the field, time of possession, and we put it out there so much about how our offense would be out on the field for probably roughly 22 minutes to 26, maybe 28 minutes stretching it minutes a game. But the defense will be on the field anywhere from 30 to 33,
Yeah,
35 minutes a game. And that's right there. That right there that model has got to drastically change. It has to. We got
yeah.
to flip that. We got to flip that part of the scenario where the defense is able to give the ball back to the offense, where they can be able to have the ball and control the game.
Yeah.
We defense has to set the tempo, and offense has to control the narrative.
It's so true. And that's where the balance come in. The balance come in when your defense can get the offense off the field and the offense is able to complement the defense by being able to stay ahead of the chain and moving the ball down the field to give the defense a break. And man, I tell you
Hmm.
that Green Bay game was one that was just atrocious, bro. Oh my gosh. I know what a lot of people said it was Dak fault. A lot of people said it was defensive fault. I mean, it both ways. I mean, and that just shows the lack of balance that they had. I don't know. And we're talking about Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, his front line, they are always up under 300 pounds, more of a pass rushing style type of front four. And I think that hurt us. We saw what Cleveland did to it. They gashed almost for 273 yards in one game. I mean, I don't know if you remember that, but this is what we've been experiencing, man. And it's left a bad taste in our mouth, and it has us kind of like we got the the jumps, or we have flashbacks. We get scared when we talk about the run defense. So yeah, man, that's where we are. So it's like you say, it has been a stampede because we have been getting stampeded
Yeah,
for the last past years. So with that being said, now we have brought in a new defensive coordinator with us, Matt Eberflus, and we also brought in some defensive players as defensive coaches with him as well. And one I would like to talk about is the defensive line coach. He once was the former defensive line coach for the Jets. Now he's here with us. His name is Aaron Whitecotton. And I have an interview here, audio of him talking about this front line and what it looks like. So he was asked a question about what is it that he's looking for when it comes to a defensive line. So let's get into this. Let's hear what Aaron Whitecotton had to say. Let me see if I can pull him up. Let's get into it.
The top things you're looking for in terms of edge rusher, defensive tackle?
We need explosive athletes. We need guys that are change the line of scrimmage, and they're great versus the run, and they also affect the passer. So those are the biggest things that we look for in those. Just these explosive athletes that play on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. You come from a Jets outfit that they have the struggles on offense, but not necessarily on defense, and a unit that you learned under Robert Saleh. Just what did you learn from Saleh defensively that you can help install here in Dallas?
Oh, God. And there were so many people at the Jets, including Saleh, that help form and give me opportunities to do things. It's just the style of defense is the most important thing. Attacking, great fundamentals. We do all the little things at a high level, very detailed. We may not do a million different defenses, but we do them at a high level. We do them detailed. I think that's the biggest thing is our style of play, our violence, our effort, our passion, how fun we have playing football, and then just being detailed in everything that we're doing. That's critical. And it doesn't matter what team you're with or what your scheme is. If you don't get those base things done, shoot, you ain't got a chance.
Give it up for Aaron Wycott. What did you hear? What do you hear? What did you hear there, football junkie, from Aaron Wycott?
detail, detail, detail,
Mm,
detail, detail, detail. He kept on punching at the word detail, kept
yeah,
on throwing it out there, man. And it is, I mean, it's about your assignment. If you don't know your assignment, how can you be effective about what you're gonna do out there on the field? And you want the people out there on the field that properly understand what is expected of them and what is needed for them to do on a consistent basis. Understanding what is going on in front of them, the type of movement, what type of adjustments we need to make.
right.
This, that, and the third. It's all about detail. And the biggest part about the detail work of a defensive lineman, especially right there, you are a pocket collapser.
Mm, that's so true.
You got to be able to collapse the pocket. You got to be able to get up the field to create disruptions and disturbances. Because if you're able to get up the field and collapse the pocket, not just in the passing game, but in the run department, you got to be covered. You got to be doubled on. Somebody else has
Mm,
got to touch you besides the
mm.
guy that's in front of you.
Yeah, that's so true, man. And and I heard that too, detail, but I also heard fundamentals.
Fundamentals, yeah.
Fundamentals, man. That is so key. Fundamental. Know what you do. Know what you're doing. But I also heard this: doing more with less.
With less.
Doing more with less. So they say that we're not going to do a whole bunch of crazy things, but we have
Hmm.
to know the fundamentals to be successful and to be and then that leads me to at my job, man. My job requires me to be very detailed with what I do because basically people's lives depend on helicopters. So
Right.
I can throw. I now I know my part. I know how to build my part and how to put it together and how to hook it up and everything like that, and just walk on by. But one thing about our job, we have to be detailed. If you leave one lug off, or if you leave one panel off or untightened, that right there can be crucial. So yeah, what Aaron White Cotton is talking about is detail and fundamental, doing more with less. That is key. And I think it's possible. Yeah, I think it's possible, brother. So let's get into this, man, real quick. So let's look a little bit into when we're talking about this defensive line, man. I mean, I am concerned. Let's see if we can get into this. You with me, brother?
Let's roll with it. Let's go.
I thought you was heading out on me.
Oh no, I'm here.
Okay, so when we're gonna look at this, man, we know one person for sure, and we're talking about the one technique, but we
Hmm.
know that Osa is going to be the three technique. He's signed a contract, he is the guy. But when we look at our one technique as a starter, it looks like we're still dependent on Mazi. So is this the year that Mazi either barbecue or mildew, or what does the future look like for Mazi under Eberflus?
You know what? Under these circumstances, uh, it's only up to Mozzie, and also up to the guys that's going to be collectively around Mozzie that's doing what they need to be doing to make it a more competitive situation for Mozzie. How competitive are we willing to be? How competitive are we going to be? And how effective are we going to be at this position? And it's all determined and dictated by the guys that are challenging Mozzie at this position. Not only just the guys, his teammates, that's challenging the coaching staff to challenge him as well. It's all up to Mozzie. If Mozzie do not step it up or
Yeah,
put himself in a better position
yeah,
to be able to obtain the knowledge and the fundamental that is needed for him to be able to change the whole scope of how we are seeing him and how the league is seeing him as a whole, then Mozzie, it's gonna be the next man up.
yeah. And I think that's where we are, man. I mean, I'm surprised that we still. I mean, I guess we have to list him as the starting uh, one tech right now. But again, this is what my concern is. If you look behind Mazi, who do we have? Okay, so we got Mazi Smith. Mazi Smith is basically standing at 6'3", 337 pounds. We drafted him in the first round in 2023. So he's going into his third season with the Cowboys. And I understand
Hmm.
people say it takes time to learn the game, but football junkie, when I'm drafting this high, I expect my first rounder to come in and contribute
Right,
immediately. Okay.
right, right.
And again, so now it's basically being proven that maybe we made a mistake here. And I'm not trying to throw Maji under the bus, but it is what it is. Maji, you have to step your game up, brother. We cannot continue to carry you and you're not making strides to become better. So, and we got to remember also, this is not Everflus guy. This is a Dan Quinn guy, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So
He's a big Quinn guy.
yeah. So he's standing at 6'3", 337 pounds out of Michigan. And then behind
Hmm.
him we have Jay Thoya. Jay Thoya is 6'2", 342 pounds out of UCLA. Now, do you know more much about Jay Thoya?
Well, Jay Thoyer, he initially started out at USC and then transferred over to
UCLA.
UCLA.
Hmm.
And that right there, he's just going from one side of the city to the other side of the city when it comes to that scenario.
Right.
But I kind of question what was the move for him because
Hmm.
when I looked at the productivity and the production of the USC defense the last few years up until now, uh, their defense hasn't been all that great. USC defense has not being USC defense
Okay.
as we've known it to be
Okay.
Trojan defense. Last season UCLA had a pretty decent defense, and he was a part of that defense.
Yeah.
Uh, because the previous year they had one of the top defensive ends that left UCLA. But um I've seen his some of his highlights and stuff like
Yeah.
that from his productivity at USC and from UCLA, and he has the presence to be able to collapse a pocket. He has the type of motor and the skill set, if it is transcended from college to the NFL, to be able to attract attention because he's a big boy. He's a
Yeah. He's
big
big.
body. He's
Yeah.
big. He's a huge guy. You talking 340?
Yeah.
You talking about
342. That's
you
big.
talking about some Ted Washington type of
That's a
size.
choo choo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You got you he's gonna you can't help but to see him when you look at his videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's big. He's huge.
Yeah. And let me explain. I mean, I know some people probably watching uh this podcast today, but let me explain what the one technique responsibility is. Basically, he's the bull in the ring. He is the guy that's the meanest, the toughest guy that always has to draw help. It's pretty much impossible to take this individual one on one. And they built just like bulls. They short and they're wide, just like bulls. And it's usually you want to have that one technique defensive tackle to draw the double team. That's
Yeah.
what you want to do in order to keep your linebackers free to shoot certain gaps. So again, in the past, we haven't had that. We've been getting, going man on man, one on one, and that's
Hmm.
good. And that's where you get, you sliced and diced in your run game. So Jay Thoria, big guy from what I've seen, quick feet, has the heart, has the toughness. Sometimes he will sacrifice his body. You're not going to get a lot of sacks from a DT if they're doing their job. Their job is to draw double team. They'll get maybe a lot of solos, but you won't see a lot of sacks from the one technique. But their job is to draw the double team. So Jay Thoria, I think he's good as far as a rotational guy, but I'm not sure if he's at the point to where you can name him as a starter. So but then after that, football junkie, we have Solomon Thomas. Okay, now
Hmm.
they have him as a DT. Now he's standing at 6'2", he's standing at 256, and they got him at DT, bro. So they were looking at him as but I don't see him as a one tech. There's no way. But um, what do you think about Solomon? Matter of fact, Solomon come from under Aaron Whitecotton, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
the Jets. Yeah, he come from the Jets. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
a free agent acquisition we picked up from the New York Jets. I mean, we talking about a guy he's pretty light.
That's light. That
He's
is
pretty
light.
light, man.
But
I
he has a
mean,
motor. He has a
he
motor
has
now.
a motor. As they say, it's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
And I hope this dog got a whole lot of fighting grit because it's gonna take some real true spit running around this camp with defense. What we're looking for him to be able to do for us, what is consistent play, offensive play in the NFC East, man.
Hmm.
When you talking about dealing with Phillies and dealing with the Washington Commanders and stuff like that, yeah, we need you to be able to get out there and get at it, man.
Yeah.
Uh, we have a pretty nice schedule this season, and we got some
Yeah.
teams that got some nice offenses that we're playing again this season. And this right here, man, ooh,
Yeah. It's a
pretty
concern.
light. Yeah, that's a concern
It's a
right there.
concern. And like I say, we talked about a lot of things, but again, that's just the question: do the Cowboys have enough to stop the run? And we can talk about the free agent we brought in, Perion
Winfrey,
Winfrey
yes,
Winfrey.
Winfrey, yeah, Winfrey,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we bring him in. He actually was drafted by Cleveland. the Cleveland Browns, and he left the Cleveland Browns and he went and played in the USFL. Now, this kid has a motor. I mean, this guy, he's a veteran. He's been around a while, has a great motor. Not sure if he can draw the double team as a one tech. He's also, I think, about 6'3", six
Yeah,
four, and
yeah.
he's standing at like I think 290 as well. So it's not quite ideal what we're looking for at the one tech. So that's why we asked the question: do the Cowboys have enough to stop the run? And if not, where do they go from here, football junkie?
Man, as far as where they go from here, um, I do like Winfrey's motor. I do like
Yeah,
his size. Uh, he's right there. He's at the pretty much the lowest you would want a defensive tackle to be. 290 ish. Roughly,
yeah.
it's on the tip of the scale of 300.
Mm,
Um, they might be asking a lot from this youngster, man, coming out of USC, man. They
yeah,
might be asking a lot for he
yeah,
might see an opportunity and a window of a chance to be able to take advantage of things due to his size that he has and bulk
yeah.
compared to what's around him on the defensive front. Um, and I don't blame him. I would try to take advantage of that too if I was him. I'd be trying to throw my weight around as much as I possibly can just to get as many reps as I possibly can with the number
Hmm.
ones or get in position to be able to have a nice rotational chance with the number ones. Um, this situation with the defensive tackles and stuff, it's a situation where you have a guy that's 250 some pounds. If he can make something happen, make something shake at that weight, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Um, and then we look at Perion, that he, from what I've seen in some of his highlight game footages when he was with the Browns, and also when he was with the USFL team, uh,
Hmm.
he looks good. He looks good. And another thing that I like about him that some people various people don't want us to go back towards to is having guys that has those attitudes. And Winfrey is known to have a tad bit of off the field situation and issues and whatnot, but he's a dog. He's
Yeah.
a dog.
Yeah.
His
Sometimes.
off the
Yeah.
field situations is what got him out the NFL initially. But he's a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Um, if this doggish mentality that he has can go back into the mindset of Mazi, being that Mazi is from Michigan. Uh, I just hope Mazi is not a Bobby Carpenter.
Wait a minute.
Yes, I just hope Mazi is not a Bobby Carpenter, a fluked out draft pick that has
Mm.
all the bells and whistles. Why
Yeah.
he's got all this talent around him in college, but when you come to transcending this talent that you or this stuff that you showed in college to transcend it in the pros. And dude, you're a double flash in the pan, not just one.
Yeah.
You a double flash in the pan. That's the thing. That's what we up against with Mozzie or the Bobby Carpenter effect. And I just hope not. I like for this young man to go ahead and do what we expect him to do or perform at least at 90% of where he performed in college. And let's roll out, bro. But this is a good topic, man. Do we have enough gas in the tank to make it through I mean, through the
Man.
season?
And I
Because we too light to fight and too
Yeah, and you don't have any experience. I mean, Osa, man.
exactly.
I mean, Osa is Osa, man. He's going to be the three technic, man. And then like I said, after that, man, all these guys, and like I said, Jay Thoya. Only reason he dropped, it was some things that he did in school that got him in trouble and that
Yep.
caused him to drop. Bad actor or something he did on. But dude, I'm at the point, man. Like I say, man, if I'm going to draft a first round draft pick, he might not be my starter, but he's definitely need to be in the rotation, helping this organization out. But again, man, I'm at the point now, dude. Mazi, either piss or get off the pot, bro. That's where I am with Mazi. I can't
Exactly.
continue. People saying, "Well, it takes time to learn." Listen, there's a reason for round one picks and round seven picks. It's all about IQ and talent. And for you to be in the round one, anywhere from the 1 to 25, that means your IQ is pretty high, and you are expected to come in and contribute to the organization ASAP. So I don't want to hear about hey, well, it takes okay, we're in our third season, and Mazi still
Yeah.
has not stepped
Yeah.
up to be that individual. So basically, what I'm saying right now, man, we might need to look into free agent. We might need to go out and maybe, I thought Peyton Turner, but Peyton Turner, he's a big, tall individual, but he's not 300 pounds. He's like
Yeah.
280, 275, something like that. So again, so this is the question. We've talked about a lot about the Cowboys, about the offense, defensive backs, but we have to kind of focus in on this D line, man, because
Yeah.
again, our biggest nightmare has been the run game. So, and I'm hoping that Everflus is taking notice of what's actually needed with this defensive side of the ball. Now, I understand that Everflus is going to be running more of a 4-3 cover two type defense, but
Yeah.
that means if you run in cover two, you got to have you some hogs up front in order to stop that run, brother. Okay, so again, so I guess it's just yet to be seen, but we're what 5 days, 6 days away from training camp. So yeah, it's
Yes,
balls to the
sir.
wall. Yeah. And this is where we are, and it's going to be all competition, and everybody's going to be playing under pressure. So this is where either you're going to piss or get off the pot. That's just what it is. So
What it is. And
yeah,
and hopefully, you never know, man. We might better do some street sweeping within the next 4 weeks.
we got to. We might have
We
to. But
might
look
do
at
some street sweeping.
brother. Yeah, looking at this, I don't have any confidence. I mean, Tommy, he's a rookie that we brought in, Ernest Brown. These guys, and I think I'm missing somebody else is on here. I can't remember who it is. It's somebody that's not listed. Well, it's Peyton Turner was one, but they got him listed at defensive end. So, I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence in what I'm seeing with right here now. Maybe, like I say, maybe Jay Thoyer can step in and play lights out, put some pressure on Mazi, but we have to look at who's going to play at this one technique, man. So if this is what we're going with, Denzel Jackson, he is one that I watch. We had another one that drafted in with him. They cut him and they kept Denzel. Denzel is
Yeah.
okay, but he's really, really green. He's really green. So I just don't think he's going to be any I don't think he's going to push these guys. And Tommy and Ernest, I really don't know if they're going to push these guys as well. But again, man, this is something that we need to think about. But I want to get into something real quick before we get out of here, man. I don't know if you heard about this as well. So it's been reported Cowboy reduces star defender salary over all-season workout contract clause. So on Thursday, Cowboys reporter Calvin Watkins. Well, let me say this. This is brought to us by Sports Illustrated. Credits go to Sports Illustrated. On Thursday, Cowboys reporter Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News reported team officials will reduce Trayvon Diggs' salary cap by $500,000 for the upcoming season. The All-Pro corner was slated to make $9 million in base salary in 2025 and will now make $8.5 million. Why did Dallas decide to knock off a $500,000 from the salary cap of one of his top players? Diggs failed to meet an off-season workout clause in his contract. Wait a minute. This possibility was raised. This possibility was raised in June when Diggs was notably absent from several rounds of offseason activity at the start. Diggs' contract includes a clause where he is required to complete
Yeah.
84% of his offseason workout with team
With the team.
employees in order to earn $500,000 inclusion onto his 2025 base salary. It appears that he failed to hit that number. The Cowboys have the option of to not enforce the clause and give Diggs his money anyway, it does not seem they are choosing to do so. So, Football Junkie, what do you think about that article?
Man, be honest with you, man. Uh, I don't know what Diggs has been doing. Uh, his other side of the life besides football and business that pays you. Um, as the old adage goes, man, you pay attention to the business that pays you.
Give it up.
Okay, and the business that's paying you, bro, is asking you to do the necessary things because we want to make sure that you are ready to roll when it's time for us to pull you out there on that field after this injury. We looking at recovery time, how you are going about doing what you need to do to make sure that you are healthy and sound and functional and comfortable and confident in doing what you do best on that field. Bro, I mean, it's a lot expected from you. You know what I'm saying? We got this dude Ravel over here that wants to rival you, you know, and whoever else, he's hungry. And if you play around with this dude, he might come in this camp angry. Even though he has his injury situation. Hey, no big eyes, no little U's, dog. Cause you got that side of the field on your shoulders and stuff like that. Don't mean it can't be taken away from you, man. I mean, we already know what Big Brother been doing. We don't
Yeah.
know if you've been hiding behind the scenes. It's neither here nor there. We this just it's just we expecting you to be able to do what you need to do functionally wise, mentally wise, to be able to be ready to rock and roll when the season starts, though.
Yeah. And let me say this from experience from, watching my son go through the league. There's more to the NFL than just playing the game. Wait a minute.
Exactly.
Let me say
Yes,
that
sir.
again. There's more to the NFL than just playing the game. When you come in, when they draft you, you sign a contract.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
It's your job to read your contract. And if you can't read all 75 pages of your contract, that's where your legal team comes in. And if
Yes,
you
sir.
don't have a legal team, well, you set yourself up for failure. And not only that, but your agent. Your agent should have your legal team in position. Not only your legal team, but your financial manager in position for you to be successful. Now, again, maybe, just maybe, Trayvon Diggs had put a lot of faith in his agent, and maybe his agent dropped the ball on this.
Mm.
Maybe his legal team dropped the ball on this. And I understand, but at the same time, for me, and if it's we just signed a contract, big contract in our job. Guess what I did? I read every page. So I don't find myself, blackballing myself. So I had to read every page. So,
Yep.
but somebody dropped the ball on this. But again, all the blame is going to go to Trayvon Diggs because Trayvon Diggs, you need to know your contract. You need to know your contract. If you don't know your contract, things like this, $5 million, brother. We talking about $5 million, dude. So this is what we are, man. Yeah. I can't feel sorry for him at all. Simply because the thing about that is you was brought in to do a job. Your job is to make sure that you report, make sure you follow the instruction, abide by the contract. So you have a bargaining committee that sits down, and he
Yeah.
sits down with the organization, and they say we're going to agree to this. And when you do not agree to those certain stipulations, there's consequences. So I can't feel sorry for you on this, Trayvon Diggs. It's your baby. Now you're gonna have to deal with it. Now it may not be nothing, losing $5 million. Yeah. So yeah, but I know what I could have done with him. You know
A
what I
bunch.
mean? So
A bunch.
again, I can't blame and I can't be mad at Jerry. Jerry has a business to run, and that's what he's doing, running the business. I heard somebody, they getting up going off on Jerry for doing it. No, no, no. And this has nothing to do with the locker room. Somebody was saying with it, they've already lost. No, this is an individual thing. This is an individual that didn't take care of his business. So, but
Right.
and so yeah, we're not feeling sorry for Trayvon Digg on this. And like I say, maybe it's not a big deal for him to lose this type of money, and it's just a slap on the wrist for him. But at the same time, it's still lack of responsibility. So but again, here we are, football junkie, man. We at the end of this, and like I said, this is what our topic was about, was to see if do the Cowboys have enough to stop the run. And I appreciate you, brother, coming in and giving us your thoughts on what should happen and what could happen and what we need to do. But we definitely will see when it comes to the training camp. Okay,
Oh yeah.
so yeah,
We can see that.
yeah, we
The
definitely gonna see that, man. So
clock is no longer ticking no more. The bell is ringing.
now the bell is ringing. Everybody report to hey, on deck. Everybody on deck. All hands on deck. So again, now that let the battle begin. It starts next week. We're going to see. Again. There's no room for slackers. There's no
No,
room for attitudes.
no.
There's no room for slothfulness.
Mediocre.
That's one thing I want to see who's going to compete, because there's going to be a lot of competing.
It's
That's
gonna
what
be a
we're
lot of
seeing.
competing. I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm
I'm
looking
looking
forward
forward
to
to
it.
it, brother. So, with that being said, before I get out of here, guys, thank y'all for following the Cowboy Huddle podcast. Again, like I always say, without you subscribers and without you follows, this is totally impossible. So I thank you from the top of my heart uh, for your support. Do me a favor, if you could, hit the like button right now. And guess what? It doesn't cost you anything to hit the subscribe button. So hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell, so you too will be notified when the next video is posted. So with that being said, we're gonna get on out of here. Like I always say, continue to stay safe and be blessed. Deuces, we're out.